Hi, welcome to episode 7, and this is Change Your Funk to Fun. Today, we're going to be talking about groundedness, rooting deeply into the divine human here that you actually are. Okay, so we welcome you to that. Before we dive into about the groundingness and the rootingness and things that we're being called to do, I first would like to talk about just change your funk to fun, what this whole show is all about. Okay, well, what it's all about is that we are here living our lives, each one of us here, 8 billion of us here on this planet. Yeah. And we came in as newborn babies and grew through our different aspects and growing experiences into our adulthood. And here we are as adults now, right? And actually, we actually are childlike, innocent beings within ourselves that have been told a heck of a lot of things and that we embodied literally everything from our parents and the people that were big influencers from us for our first 7 years. In doing that, depending on when you were born here on this planet and what dynamics you were born into, you might have created some funk in your life and within you. Okay. We call it funk because in a way, it's really nice to be able to just call it funk instead of getting very, very sensitive or very judgmental about things that may have happened to you, and which then can create you becoming stuck, or limited in any way. So what this message here today and then each week that we talk is to let you know that you can change anything. You can change your funk to fun. You can change whatever situation you're in that you might feel limited, blocked by, or maybe even imprisoned with, even to that level of it, that you actually can elevate yourself out of that. Yes, you can. And the gift with doing that is finding effective tools that can help you with doing that. Okay, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, that's called insanity, right? Yeah. So how about we be really real? And what's really awesome is that when you can actually identify things that you want to change, you're actually 3/4 of the way there, because you're actually at the level of awareness that you're actually recognizing what you don't like or what you don't want. And it could be from a health condition to a financial condition or a relationship situation that you may be in, wherever that is, that you get to allow yourself to realize that that's actually here for you. Everything is here for you. It is. Because once you can recognize anything that you may not like, you're just recognizing the contrast of who you really are or how you would really love things to be. And you get to change it. Move it into the positive. Move it into how your heart's desire and want it to be. So what we're going to be talking about today is a little bit newer way of looking at things. Yes, being able to make the changes. And the gift and the tool that I use is called PSYCH-K. PSYCH-K. And it just means you get to use your mind, your spirit, and your soul, and your breath to help assist you with making the changes that you're ready to seek. Because when you can make those changes at the subconscious level of the mind, everything changes. Because that's where all your habits are. That's where all the storage of your information and your interpretation and perception of everything is within you. And whatever you did create before, you can actually adjust them. You can upgrade yourself. Yeah, you can adapt. And you become more open-minded, more into your unconditional love in light of who you really are. Yeah, so that you may be able to live more in the flow, more in love, peace, harmony, and joy. And this is what we are here to help assist you with doing that. And the gift of PSYCH-K helps with that absolutely greatly. Yes. And by the end of the show, we will be talking more of how you can learn about how you can learn PSYCH-K, or even have a private session where you can actually just make the changes with another facilitator helping assist you. I learned PSYCH-K 13 years ago. My ex-husband actually was sick at that time, and I wanted him to get better. So that led me to read Bruce Lipton's book, Biology of Belief, which is an amazing book. And that opened my eyes tremendously to realize all the things that we were taught weren't so true. Not at all. They kind of kept us in the darkness. And it was just the information that we had before then that, maybe the scientists just didn't know, huh? Or there was a reason, could be, that we weren't meant to know. Well, we are meant to know now. All the truth is coming out. And the gift is that you have the power within you. You have the answers within you. And what a beautiful gift it is in this time when you're ready to go access that, to go discover that, to ask questions, to find out, wow, what would I like to change now? How would I like to improve my life or improve how I'm feeling or being and how I am experiencing my life now? That's what we get to do. We get to live from our heart's desires. Yes, this is how we're meant to. And really live in the wonder and the play. And that's where the fun comes in. Having your life be more fun, right? Doesn't that sound nice? I know. I love it. I love having fun. I absolutely love having fun. And then there's many times, right, where it's pretty serious or you go through really, really tough times. Absolutely. You always have a choice. You have a choice of your attitude. You have a choice of your perspective. And you have a choice of changing anything that maybe you don't like your perspective or attitude or reaction to things. Yeah. The gift is when you can actually recognize if you're not even liking the way you're reacting, the way you're living your life and the habits, or maybe the words you're saying, the thoughts you're having, how you're feeling, all those pieces. Yeah, this is the part you get to enhance all of this for yourself and expand yourself in the higher dimensions here on Earth. Isn't that nice? Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful. Oh, well, I'm glad you're as excited as I am about this. So, woohoo. And that's why you're listening, which is really great. And I hope I can raise your curiosity. Have you start asking questions within yourself? That's actually everything. When you can become curious and open and just begin to ask questions, you're already halfway there. Okay. And then you might bump up into some resistance. Yeah. Because sometimes when you do ask those questions, it may be in a way of, well, why is that happening to me? Or that's not fair. Okay. Well, if you're in that energy, that just means you're in an energy of more of a contraction, more of a victim energy or that fighter spirit energy that you think that things aren't fair or not right, or there's that polarity experience or inner conflict you may be having within you. And PSYCH-K is wonderful with helping with that. Absolutely. PSYCH-K is a beautiful gift of unconditional love from our Creator. Yeah, that was given to us. It came through Rob Williams. He's the originator of PSYCH-K. And it happened over 30 years ago. 4 years ago. So if you're just listening to and hearing about it now, wonderful. That just means you're ready. That's what happened to me when I heard about it too. I know. Isn't that amazing? Oh, and we do honor. There are many tools, many ways here. Absolutely. Just if this is one that might work really well for you, keep your ears open and your eyes open and your heart. Allow yourself to let your heart start to get open so that you may learn a little bit more about ways that you can change your life in a more easy way. A more of a flow, a more from your true essence, and even faster and long lasting. So those are really awesome and beautiful pieces. So one of the important parts of living here on Earth that we are being called into, especially now, is to become grounded, become rooted deeply in your divine humanness here. So what does that mean, huh? Yes, let's dive in deeply with that one. Okay, so being grounded, to say you're grounded here as a human, as a living being, human being here with your beautiful spirit, is that you get to actually recognize and wake up to say, yes, I am human. I am a physical human being here, right? I get that. Most people have always known that. They've been like, well, duh, yeah, I'm human. That wasn't my case. I really never felt very human here. And there might be many of you like me too. We come when it's important to come here on Earth and volunteer and agree to forget who and what we are so that we do get to be fully human. But then we wonder, what the heck? That's where the funk comes in. What the heck is going on? Why is this world like this? Especially if there's a lot of pain or suffering. Yeah. And unrighteousness, things like that. Yeah, we'll start to begin to ask super huge questions. When that happens, a lot of us do not become grounded. And I certainly didn't. I actually left my body. A lot of us are leavers. Yeah, believe it or not. I was a leaver. Yes, I was. And with the gift of PSYCH-K, I've actually come back into my body because I had to transform beliefs within myself at the subconscious level of mind to know that it's safe to be in my body. Yeah, that it's safe to really live here. I didn't feel very safe living here, believe it or not. Yeah, just with the experience I had when I was younger. Yep, and that might have happened for you. A lot of us aren't aware that we've actually left our bodies. So this is also a talk to help any of those who actually have used that as a coping skill. It's just a coping skill and a pattern. It's one of our fight, flight, freeze responses that our mechanism in our body will offer for us. So flight is one of them. I know flight is one that I have done, and I've done many, many, many times. I did it when I was a little baby, believe it or not. My mom and dad, they raised us. There's 12 kids. And they had the philosophy, and it was what they had learned from, I guess, other professionals that taught these in books and such, that let the baby cry. They have to self-soothe. Yeah, things like that. Like they just got to figure it out. And it was a lot of that strong masculine energy going too far out away from the feminine of that independence. And having us as little babies and little children to have to figure that out ourselves in that independence. And that was how I was raised. My mom would make comments. I understand she had 12 kids, that's for sure. And she would make comments, well, hey, it's either you or me, kid, and I got to raise all these other kids. So basically, you got to figure it out, right? And so I did. I learned how to self-soothe. I sucked my thumb till I was 6 years old. I do a lot of sound for self-soothing my own sounds and stuff. I make a lot of sounds, and that's one way. And another was that I actually left my body. So meaning my true essence or my spirit went out and wanted to actually stay more connected in the higher realms, the angelic realms and the love light realms and multi-galactic realms, which was where I was more comfortable. And a lot of you might have been too, or might be too. And just maybe this talk is to help wake you up about that too. It's okay that we did it. It's everything that we do is here for our experiences. The question comes in though is like, are we really fully living? Are we grounded and rooted here as a human? And then activating and integrating our divine aspects of ourselves, which means we are expanding and elevating in the love of who we are so that we can experience, the heaven on earth, the paradise on earth here. And we are being called to do that right now in this time, 2030, 2023 and beyond. So how neat is that, huh? Yes, we are. And these are actually beautiful invitations. Oh, wonderful. So with being grounded, what does that mean? That just means that you actually, once you can, if you use a tool like PSYCH-K, PSYCH-K is a huge one to do. I do have to say, you can use other things too. But let's just say you did learn how to use PSYCH-K, came to a workshop, learned how to use it. Then definitely check in to see how grounded you are. And if you don't know PSYCH-K, you can still obviously check in to see how grounded you are. Which would mean, how do you feel within yourself? Do you feel centered? Do you feel at peace? Do you feel safe? Are you able to access within you a stillness, a quieting of the mind, where you're able to just be and be very well and just, wow, yeah, like this. This is really nice. Yeah, exactly. That's a bit of grounding. When we mean grounding here, there is one grounding, and we'll talk a little more with that with Mother Earth. Absolutely beautiful grounding with her, and we'll be talking more about nature and how nature shows us that, how to do that very well. What we love to talk about right here is actually another aspect, and that's integrating your human body vessel and your awareness of being a human here with your divine aspect of yourself, your spirit aspect of yourself, your true essence, the love and light of who you are. Yeah. Are you able to even ground in that and root in that? Now, what a beautiful gift that is. That means you do begin to ask yourself questions, key, important questions about who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? What makes me come alive? What do I get so excited about that it doesn't even feel like work, huh? Like, ooh, let's go do this, or ooh, what's this like today, or what's this like this year, or what's this like being with this group of people, or doing this activity, things like that. Then you are really connecting and allowing like your full spirit essence in your body to go fully live. And that is such a beautiful gift. Yes, it is. And that is the gift of being able to ground yourself, root yourself in your true essence of your divinity here as a human. So that is the secret of grounding and of rooting, as of doing exactly that. Today we're talking about groundedness, rooting deeply into the divine human that you are here on earth in your life and in your experiences. Yeah. So we just talked a little bit about grounding and rooting and what that means from a spiritual level, from a divine level within you. Yes. Let's talk about the opposite. What is it if you're not grounded, if you're not rooted? How will you know that? How will you know that in your life? What experiences will you have? How will you feel? Yeah. Which I know I've had plenty and so much. And I'll catch myself if that happens. Again, I do use the tool of PSYCH-K to help me with my grounding and my rooting and my centeredness, so that I may access and return back into my peace and my calm, my joy and my bliss. And you can too. So the opposite of being grounded and rooted would be that you would be feel flighty, feel scattered. Maybe your mind is jumping all over the place. It just doesn't even know how to stop, right? Maybe you're doing too much. You're just working, or going. I know I certainly did that. I kept myself busy. And we weren't even taught to be busy. We were taught to, work, go all the time, over to the extreme. And that can really uproot you a bit, or into a way of not feeling grounded or rooted or centered or calm or in your peace. Yeah. With that, when that happens, is that then, fears, a lot of times it may be because of fears, that because of the fears at a subconscious level of the mind, so you may not even realize it's happening on a conscious level. Subconsciously, those fears may actually be what's triggering you for the fight, or leaving your body, or your mind going scattered. Maybe it's trying to solve or find many solutions to something. Yeah. Or just feeling scattered, where you can actually have difficulty focusing, and bringing yourself in, having clarity of thoughts. Yeah, it's really beautiful when your mind can be very clear, to know what you want to say, to know what you want to do, to even in your thinking. Yeah. When you're grounded and rooted, it brings in a lot of clarity. So the opposite of that is not having clarity, or feeling just scattered, right? So with fears can come anxiety. With anxiety is that the fears of the future, which is not knowing, because we don't know the future at all. We're not meant to know. We're meant to create the future. Yes, we are. And when we anchor in our groundedness, in our rootedness, then we are more easily able to bring in those timelines that our hearts are desiring, and for us to go live in the flow, in the synchronicities, in such a beautiful harmony within us and in our lives. And this is what we're being called into, living and opening up now. Yes, you are. You are right here now, listening here. Yes, you are. And if you aren't feeling that, and you do feel a bit of like, the scatteredness, the busy mind, that keep going, there'll be some key questions to ask yourself. And this will be working when you work with a PSYCH-K facilitator, or come to a workshop where you can actually ask some key questions for yourself, and then be able to make these changes. A big one can be asking yourself things like, hey, do I feel good enough? And do I feel like there's something wrong with me? Those are the things that I've worked within my own self. Yeah. Or I don't belong. I may feel like an outcast, or that I just don't feel like I fit in. And maybe at some levels, there may be aspects of you within you, maybe you don't feel loved or liked. So you have to put on these masks, or be a certain way, so that people can like you, or love you, or approve of you, things like that. Many of us have had to do that as a coping skill here. Whew, well, guess what? It will get you really tired if you keep doing that, like it did me. And then you may end up with some health issues, or relationships issues, or financial issues, because those are all breakdowns to wake you up. Yes, it is. And at the core, how beautiful when you can land in to say that I am always loved and liked just the way I am, your true self, right? Your true self. This is what we're being called for to do. And it is vital that you actually make these changes at the subconscious level of the mind. Yeah, that's because that's where everything is written within your body system here, that then kicks off into automatic programs, automatic ways of being. Every action you take, every word you say, every beingness of even thoughts you have are based on the beliefs you have at the subconscious level of the mind. And you can change these. You can upgrade these. So if you have any that says, oh, I'm not good enough, or wow, is there something wrong with me? That's like getting into some shame or guilt energy, or even a bit of worry and fear, that you get to rectify those. Yeah. By literally reprogramming your subconscious mind. So say, I am good enough. I do matter. I am important here. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are important here. You do matter. Yes. And you are good enough. Always. Just the way you are. Ooh, when you actually do embody that way of being within you, you'll be amazed how much your life will change. Yeah. Your reactions will change. Peace will begin to vibrate within you. Yeah. And your love and your joy. Way more than ever before. This is what we recommend for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I had 2 clients today as a PSYCH-K facilitator. I do work with people mostly through Zoom. that are ready for the changes. And it just lights me up. And I just returned from a workshop in Kentucky, United States of America. 10 beautiful beings that said yes to themselves to go learn this tool called PSYCH-K so they can make the changes. And magnificent. I mean, one woman especially, wow, she rectified herself. And then she even sent a message back to our group that said, listen, I'm speaking with so much more flow and confidence, and I just feel so much better within me. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, she got her hope back. She really didn't have hope. There's a lot of personal things happening in her life that it was crushing her hope, of even having, happiness, a good life, things like that. So she has been able to change whatever beliefs that were running that was creating that in her life, into new ways. And that's what she's doing. And now her life is changing magnificently. And we welcome you and offer that for you, all in your readiness, all in your divine timing. So one of the ladies that I was working with today, she literally was working with grounding and rooting herself. And I told her how funny and the synchronicity of that, since that's going to be the talk today, which we're talking right now. How awesome is that? So I asked if it was okay if I can share the things that she made the changes within herself at the subconscious level of mind so that it can be offered for all of you. Because actually it is in the microcosm that changes the macrocosm, which means every change you make within yourself then does ripple off and affect the whole world and all of humanity. Yeah, we're all here for each other. We really are. So I'll offer what she balanced for within herself that has now helped her get very grounded and rooted here into who she is. And she's a magnificent, magnificent woman, a beautiful, vibrant and successful businesswoman that's launching herself off into her next level of expansion, her next level of way of being. And it's so beautiful to be a support for her and to help assist her on her journey. This is what we're here for, to share our gifts. And so I'm very grateful I'm able to share my gifts and that she was open to receive it. So what did she balance for? We call it balancing with PSYCH-K because you are balancing your left and right hemispheres of your brain and also balancing your masculine and feminine within you. You're creating a whole brain state. You're creating a wholeness within you. So you get to rectify and resolve any inner conflict happening within you at the subconscious level of the mind, which means you might not even be aware that it's even going on. You might think it's actually all happening outside of you and it's all those people outside of you and stuff outside of you. Well, actually, the outside is only reflecting what's going on with you inside. Wow. Yeah, it really is. We create our reality based on the beliefs that we have. So the gift is when we can start upgrading our beliefs, then our outside reality begins to change. Yay. So here's what she balanced, which means that she programmed her subconscious mind to run this program now, which is then going to be help change her trajectory of her life. Okay. The first one that she embodied, the change that it was important for her to believe about herself so that her life can be in a new way, is that I am loved and liked, being my true self, confidently with myself and with others. Isn't that nice? Because if there's an aspect within you at the subconscious level of the mind that doesn't feel loved or liked by being your true self, then you won't be your true self. You'll put on the mask. You'll put on, you'll be in a way that other people, will like you, or will love you, or things like that. And it's going to actually exhaust you and affect your life in all kinds of ripple effects because you're not being your true self. We are meant to be our true selves here, our each own unique true self. And you are, and you're perfect and beautiful and amazing. It's just time for you to discover this and that the world needs you. That you're vital. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Yes. And then another one that she balanced within herself is I am able to comfortably be in my own self-agency consistently. I'm like, oh, that is such a good one, right? And it's that comfortably. I'm comfortably able to be in my own. And I love how she used the word self-agency. I thought that was really amazing. She created that. And it's consistently. So instead of up and down, I don't know how any of you guys have been, but I know the world has kind of been a little nutty like that. And then your emotions or even mental body might be some highs and then lows and highs and lows. And then sometimes you get stuck down in the lows, and you're like, when am I going to get back up to the high? Yeah, things like that. With PSYCH-K, it helps you instead of having these ways of experiencing life. How about you begin to go like this into more of a flow and eventually just up and up and up and up. in and out, right? Yes. Yay! More comfortably. And your own self-agency is who you are. Be who you are. Yeah, and fall in love with that. Fall in love with who you are. Wow, we actually are meant to fall in love with ourselves, believe it or not. Yeah, I know I wasn't taught that growing up. Think of everybody else, self-sacrifice. That's all beautiful. I totally get that. And begin with yourself. Put that mask on first for yourself, and then you can go offer that mask of oxygen, of life for others, right? Let your cup be filled first so that any more that goes in gets to overflow for everybody else. Make sure your cup is full. Yeah, and offer your time with that is in your quietness. Are you allowing and giving yourself alone time? Time for just you. Time just to reflect. Alone also can stand for all one. Yeah, all one. Which means when you actually give yourself time to be alone, connect within yourself. And when you realize that that alone time is such a sweet spot to open yourself to the all oneness. Yeah, the oneness of creation, your divine aspects of yourself, the angelic realm, there's archangel realms, ascended master angelic realms, beautiful, complete love beings that are all here to help and want to support you and assist you. And it is important for us to connect in with that aspect of you and with that aspect of universal, amazing, abundant support always that's here for you. It's always, always here for you. We're the ones that block it and prevent it. Yeah. Or limit it. And guess where those came from? Yeah. From the subconscious limiting beliefs that we embodied when we were younger, our first 7 years. Yeah. That's kind of how it works here. And the gift is, as soon as you wake up to it, you can change them. Yes, you can. And you'll find a beautiful tool like PSYCH-K that can help you. You'll be as grateful living as I will. And I welcome that for you. Absolutely. All right. So the next thing that she also balanced and believed within herself is that it's completely safe to stay in my body in self-agency. And I do. She wasn't in her body either. And I was like, wow. And you don't even realize that you're like that. But it's pretty neat when you can check in to see, am I actually really in here? Am I really, really living fully? Or do I keep like hiding? Do I want to hide? And that's what she was doing. She was kind of hiding or playing small, dimming our own light. Yeah, not wanting to be recognized or get attention, things like that. And a lot of it because we don't feel safe. There's been through our ancestry time period and then lifetimes experiences. We've had a lot of harm happen. So, but it's now time to be free and to feel safe to do that. Woohoo! We will take another short break. And when we come back, we'll dive in a little bit more about ways you can help make changes at the subconscious level of the mind so that you can be beautifully grounded and rooted with yourself and live fully. This is episode 7 with the Change Your Funk to Fun. And what we're talking about today is groundedness, helping yourself become grounded, rooting deeply into the divine human that you actually are here. Okay. Yay. Absolutely. Absolutely. We were talking about with PSYCH-K, there was a client that I was working with that was helping herself with doing exactly this earlier today. And I thought, what a beautiful, profound synchronicity that we can actually share with others what she has done for her own personal self and that you can do for yourself too. Because when you can believe these aspects of you and put in these new upgrades within you at the subconscious level of the mind, you'll be amazed how much your life begins to change. It really does, because it raises your frequency, it raises your vibration into expansion, and you'll have a new viewpoint of yourself, a viewpoint of the world that you couldn't have before. Those are like little miracles, yes, that you can have with yourself and literally make these changes within minutes. Wow, yeah, because the subconscious mind works really fast, 40 million bits per second. So when you're working with this operating system within you with this beautiful effective tool like PSYCH-K, yeah, this is how the changes can happen. And Dr. Bruce Lipton has been a huge proponent of PSYCH-K because it's the main one that he has used for himself, that has made massive changes for him. And now he can serve in such great ways with his gifts with everyone. Yay! Awesome. So with the beautiful client that I worked with, one of the other goals that she also balanced within herself, which means it's like it's her new way of being, her new way that she gets to live, is I lovingly accept and include all parts of me. They are all valuable. Ooh, and how beautiful is that? Yes. Because many of us have fragmented ourselves. I know I definitely did that within myself. It was a survival strategy. And it was just what we did, what we have done, where we will compartmentalize ourselves or tuck ourselves away, I guess you could call it. And that's kind of what I thought I did. And, or you just think, oh yeah, that's how I was, or that's how things were, but I'm over that, blah, blah, blah. Are you really though? That's the question. Okay. Because at the subconscious level, those programs will continue to run until you change those. Okay. And being able to change them is the gift, because you can have whatever experience in your free will choice that you actually choose to have. A good question to ask yourself: how long do you want to keep feeling the way you do, or how long do you want to keep living or having those same repeated patterns continue to happen over and over again? If you're done with them, if you really do want to end that, yes, then you'll listen to a talk like this and hopefully take some action towards it. And we'll talk about that at the end of the show, about how you can actually put it into your life. Because it's one thing to know about something, and you can listen and read and grab a whole bunch of information, which I know I certainly did a lot of that in my life too, because I do like to learn and grow. And the key part is, though, are you actually implementing it? Applying it? Are you bringing it into your life? Are you able to make changes when you're ready to make changes and step in to how you want things to be, right, in your next new way? That's a beautiful question to ask yourself. And if you have any resistance to it or blocks to it, okay, that just might be a limiting belief that you might have running within you, which may be preventing you from being grounded and rooted deeply into your divineness within you, which means it's your beautiful connection with your oneness, your divinity connection. Lots of ways you can say this. Your connection with love, your connection with your creator, however that means for you. Knowing that there's actually way more here supporting you and helping you at every moment. And it's there and available. We have to access it. And we do that by creating the life that we desire and having those beliefs, those ways of being in our subconscious mind that are there to help us bring that out into our life. And that's so key. It's so key. It really is. It really is. Oh my goodness. A big piece here is, continue to ask yourself questions. That's one way that you can definitely do this. Offer time to open up time for yourself. That's another really big piece too. Make a change. Do something different. A lot of us are on autopilot. We keep doing the same stuff over and over and over again, and we expect different results. And no, you have to actually do something different. Something different. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Absolutely. Absolutely. And even here, like we're talking right now and moving, but how about we take a nice breath, okay? Deep breath in and hold it gently at the top. And pause in that stillness. And then fully release. Right? Yeah, sometimes when we go, so it's kind of nice actually to kind of stop, do something different, right? Woohoo! Whoop, we're back into it again, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, so I would love to have questions from you guys and talk. I know at some point with these shows, you guys can call in. There's a number to call in. It's 866-451-1451. I'd love to have any questions or calls. If it's not this show, then another show coming in, because you guys have questions. You guys have answers. And whatever I'm helping to stir up or percolate up or bring up is meant to have you say, okay, well, but what about this? Or how can we handle this, right? Things like that. And this is what we're meant to do. We're meant to interact. We're meant to be here for each other. And that's exactly what these shows are all about. To let you know that you're not alone. No way. Not at all. We are all here for each other, and we're all here supporting each other. You know how amazing that is? Yeah. When you know you have the supports, then you know that there are things out there that can help you. That will also help you become more grounded and rooted. Yeah. Because you won't need to leave anymore. You won't need to escape or hide or play it small anymore. No, not at all. Once you know, oh, heck yeah. if I would love to live my life in a certain way, and I have those desires, yeah, it's basically like saying, when I leap, I will fly. Yeah, isn't that nice? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Woo! Wow, so beautiful. In my own personal life, I'm going through a big change right now. So after 31 years of marriage, we are completing it now, and I will be moving out next weekend into a little cabin home in the woods. So how amazing is that? So I know even for myself, I'm going through a massive change and doing it in as much love and grace as I can. It's just where my spirit is moving me to be and to do. And it's great in that I have the groundedness and the rootedness and the knowingness of who I am and where I want to go. I want to travel and I want to experience such new things and live in new, simple ways, actually. And yet my soon-to-be ex-husband just wants to stay where he is, and he gets to. That's the gift. We all get to do what we're meant to do. And I honor him for that too, and that's his life for how he wants things to be. Whew. So sometimes when we have to make really big changes, and then it may not be fitting in, I guess, in society, or maybe how people think it should be, things like that. It's super important for you to ask yourself, so what do I want? What do I want that brings my heart's desires? How do I want to be? How do I want to live? Yeah. And if what you're doing is you're doing things just to satisfy others and to keep them, going well or happy, but it's not filling you up at all, then that needs to get addressed. Otherwise, it'll come out in other ways, whether it's a health condition, financial condition, or a relationship issue condition. It's usually what happens in this life and in this world. So very key to ask yourself. Yeah. And if you are in a relationship and maybe things aren't going so great, believe me, I love to help relationships become better and better. I mean, heck, 31 years with somebody married, we've been up and down in lots of beautiful ways and grown in many ways. So every relationship is here for us. It isn't in the number of years that we're here together. And yet it's actually in like the lessons. What lessons, are we learning? What are we experiencing? And are we growing in it? Are you growing? And do you have the freedoms and the independence and yet the deep connections, to have it be healthy and growing, just like a plant, right? Yeah. Because with grounded and rootedness, if you look at Mother Nature, she will show you exactly how to ground and how to root, right? Look at the trees, look at the plants. They ground, they get deep into the dark, deep soils, okay, to feel stable. And yet they can flow in the wind and with environments outside here, up here in this world. Let yourself do that too. And the key is that you ground within your own self of your true essence, of the love of who you are. Yeah. And obviously, definitely because we're human, ground with Mother Earth too. So put your bare feet on the ground. Absolutely lay on her beautiful ground. How much are you in the harmony of nature? With PSYCH-K, we help people to check in with the wisdom of nature and see if they are in harmony and balance with her wisdom. There's 33 goals that we offer, or ways to make sure that you are fully grounded in with her. So you know that you are grounded. And knowing that you're living vibrantly, living in your passion. This is your life. Yes, this is your life. And your life is here for you. Your life is here for you. Are you really allowing yourself to live fully in the life that you desire and that you are creating, right? So it can be magnificent. You really are able and can have a magnificent life. Isn't that amazing? Yay! Absolutely, absolutely. There's one more thing I'd love to share. And this is something that came up at the end of the session when I was working with this beautiful woman. Do what you want with your heart's desires and allow the universe to support you. Yes. Let yourself do what you want with your heart's desires. And surrender and allow the universe to completely support you. There's so much support here for you. So much. So much. You are not alone, because there's many of us here, many of us that offer great gifts and great offerings. It's just in your readiness. It's just you're saying, yes, you know what? I would love that support, or I would love to learn this, or I would love to be able to use this tool like PSYCH-K or others too, so that I may live a magnificent life. Yes. Most of us were programmed to be more masculine, to do everything ourselves in a separate way, our own individual experiences. That was the old way. That was actually in the Pisces age. Now we're in the Aquarian age, and we're meant to come back into community again, to barter, to trade, to share our gifts, and then be open to receive the abundance that's there when you do share your gifts, which is really precious. Yes, and to live in community, which means living more interconnected, more of a deeper heart center connection with each other, right? Yeah, and more of a balance, so that we don't have to be overworking anymore. Work enough. I mean, share your gifts, do what you're going to do. Absolutely. And then offer yourself free time, play time, nothingness time, right? Time just to be, right? Time to listen to talks like this, right? Isn't that precious? Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is what we are here for, to do. And it's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Make sure you take time. Take time to slow down. Take time just to take deep breaths. Take time just to be. I know after this talk, once we're connected here, I'm going to go outside and be in nature. I love to hug trees. I love to kiss trees and hug trees. I love to listen to the birds. Oh, I love to watch all the beautiful flowers blooming right now. It's the Northern Hemisphere, the springtime. All the flowers are blooming up. So you can let yourself blossom. Okay. It's a full moon here too at the Northern Hemisphere, and we are being called to shine our light brightly. Be your authentic self. Let yourself fall in love with yourself. This is what we're called to do and be now. Yes, so with Change Your Funk to Fun, today we are talking about groundedness and rooting deeply in your divine humanness here today. Beautifulness here. May you find ways that you can ground and root within yourself that are effective and long-lasting for you. Because when you do that, your whole life will change. You'll be amazed. The peace that will be able to come in for you. That quietness, the quietness of the mind, the stillness, the oneness connection. These are all the gifts that are right here for us, right here for you. Yeah, it really is. And it actually is possible. It actually is possible. Whew, and it's vital to be able to change any limiting belief or any blocks or anything that's distorting your full true essence here of who you really are, living in that full love and light and vibration that you're meant to here. PSYCH-K is a beautiful, effective, fast tool that can help you do that. I am a certified PSYCH-K I'm a certified PSYCH-K instructor and a facilitator, which I'm one of 30 instructors across the world. We're planted all across the world to help people learn how to use this tool called PSYCH-K in your daily life. Yeah. Meaning, so what I do when I use it for myself is I check in with myself, right? And I check in, how are things going? What is happening with me? What am I feeling? What are my thoughts? How are things going? Are things moving good? Are things in a flow? Are things great or are they not? And if they're not, okay, that's all right. I just created that based on the beliefs I have. So let's change those beliefs and let's change this whole reality. Nice, huh? A beautiful way with PSYCH-K is that you get to transform your perceptions. And I do that quite often for myself because our minds will take us to kind of nutty places. It does. It can do that. So then that's where things come in, where you might get, worried, or you might get, feel like, hey, that's not fair, or you just yucky. We call it the funk. Okay. With PSYCH-K, you get to actually step right into it. And if we use muscle testing with PSYCH-K, so that you check in, and with the muscle testing, we'll let you know, yeah, there's something going on there that you're ready to change. Very good. And it's a spiritual process. So we make sure with the highest levels of yourself at the spiritual level that it's safe and appropriate for you to make this change. And then once you go and make the change, you'll be feeling a heck of a lot better in just minutes. And that's what I love most about it. Yeah. So it's like, oh, yes, this feels good. To be in more peace, more stillness, more of that groundedness, that rootedness, that's feeling safe to live here fully and vibrantly, things like that. So what can you do to help yourself with this? Thank you for asking. I would recommend that you go to my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com. So ignite and heal your life, LIFE.com. Ignite and healyourlife.com. Yes. And you can look, I have some videos on there you can watch. You can learn more about PSYCH-K, about how this can offer for you. And then you have two options. So you can either have a private session with me. You can do one session, a series of 3, or a series of 6. If you have multiple things you want to work with or dive in deeply with, then definitely a series of 3 is a beautiful landing spot. It would be 3 one-hour sessions. So what does that mean to have a PSYCH-K session? Thank you for asking again. Yes, and most often I connect with people on Zoom because that way we can reach far and wide. If you do live in the Metro Detroit area, that will also be on my website where we actually could meet in person too. And it works just as equally and effectively on Zoom. Okay, so when we meet, we will get permission with your spirit to connect with my body, and so your spirit will use my body as a template and to be able to communicate with you. So you'll be working with your higher aspects of you, your divine self. How cool is that? Yeah. And then you will be able to access within you the wisdom within you, which means how do you want things to be in your new way? Letting yourself start accessing those heart's desires of what you want instead. Okay, that's one of the most precious things you can do because now you're moving into solution world. Yes, and saying goodbye to the polarity, right or wrong, good or evil, fighting opposite world into the unity consciousness, into your wholeness again, by bringing yourself back into your wholeness again. So private session offers that for you. Your superconscious mind is your spirit part of you that helps be your beautiful guidance system for you and the conscious level of what you want to consciously make for your changes. And then what you get to do is make those changes at the subconscious level of the mind, literally upgrading yourself like upgrading apps. You get to put new apps within you. Now, how neat is that? And especially a spiritual GPS map, which is one of the best ones ever within yourself, which means you get deeply connected with your intuition, your inner knowingness, because that is everything. Your knowledge and your wisdom of whatever your heart's desires, that's the key that you get to unlock. And then you let that step into the driver's seat of your life and then start moving forward and clearing all those other limiting beliefs that you may have had, right? And say, thank you for them. They helped you where you were at that time, and now you can be done with them and insert new ones. Yes. So having a private session, right away, you can start making those changes. If you also would like to learn PSYCH-K, that's also another huge advantage because then you get to go home after a 3-day workshop and actually use this tool for yourself. So you can help yourself and you can help others. You can actually gift it to others or even eventually charge services for that. Ooh, the next time I am teaching and offering the workshop is April 21st to the 23rd. And that's in Knoxville, Tennessee. We have a beautiful cabin in the woods that we're offering. And there's about 3 spots left. So it's just about full. But if you are interested, grab it because it's first come, first serve. April 21st to the 23rd, Knoxville, Tennessee. I also will be teaching in Florida in May 19th to the 21st near Fort Lauderdale. So when you go to my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com, you'll see the workshops that I am offering, and you'll find the right one for you because it's perfect. And it lands into where you are when you're ready for it. So welcome that, okay? Oh, we are so excited for you. Yes, I can feel it. You guys are ready. Whoever's listening here, you're ready for the changes. Just say yes to yourself. Say yes and leap, and you will be thankful that you did.